Is everybody's switches on?
There's no.
Voting machines they can't.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting of the Codington County Commissioners to order. If you'd please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance, I'll have Brenda lead us in that.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item 2 is a call for public comment. If anybody has any public comment, they can do it in person or by the telephone number 605-882-6248 or 605-882-6297. If anyone has a cell phone, if they could silence it at this time, and if you have to take a call, you could do it in the hall, please. Item 3, is there any conflict of interest?
No.
No.
Okay. Item 4, we need a motion to approve the
So moved.
agenda. Okay. Motion by Van Dusen, second by Gable to approve the agenda. All those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 5, need a motion to approve the minutes from
So
the
moved.
March 26th meeting.
Second.
Okay, motion by Johnson, second by Waterman to approve the minutes of the March 26th meeting. Any additions or corrections? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Okay, item 6, action to request to sell alcohol at a wedding event at the Extension Center. If you'd like, just come on up and take a seat, tell us who you are and.
Morning.
Morning.
Tad Holt. A wedding for our daughter, September 28th,
September.
2024. We've contracted with Cloud9. They'll be providing the sales, security, and carding for minors.
Oh, okay.
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion by Van Dusen, second by Gable. Any more discussion?
Nope.
Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you,
Yes,
Mr. Holt.
thank you. Okay, item 7, monthly reports. Gonna have Jody come on up and fill us in on what's happening.
Morning, Jody.
Morning.
Well, this is our last month for shooting sports. It kind of went fast. We started in January. So shooting sports continues on Tuesdays and Thursday nights. The state shoot is April 26th to the 28th. So kids are starting to register for the state shoot right now, pick their times. Sometimes the times disappear really fast. So, they're still continuing their raffle. That tickets can be purchased from the shooting sports families or at our office. We do have some at our office also. And that drawing will be held in May. Our virtual kid care is being held on Mondays. Until April 29th will be our last Monday night. We have kids from across the state attending us on Zoom, and we have local experts leading those with us. We will be holding an in-person kid care on June 25th with registration materials to be ready soon. 30 youth participated in a paint workshop yesterday. And we have about 50 youth that are cooking with their families in the Food Fund 4-H program. They're learning about food from Germany, Italy, Greece, Japan, and Mexico. And so they're learning a lot, have a wonderful meal with their family. So it's fun seeing the pictures of them cooking. I even have a few clover buds with their families doing it too. So it's great to see them cooking. Our next Teen Dash will be held May 31st at the Codington County Extension Complex, which will include a youth livestock literacy to go with that. We'll wrap up our 4-H Clover Bud after school meetings this month, and then a Clover Bud camp will be held in July. And I do plan to have a farm safety day camp in June with registration to be coming out soon to the schools also. Just got to get that clarified with the top Watertown school districts. So send those out. We're planning achievement days and things like that right now. We just had a leaders meeting last night also. So it was a busy day yesterday.
Yes. Getting busy.
How many Clover But did you end up with as
I think I had about 47.
47? Is that about normal?
Yeah, last year I had about 50 some, so, yeah, and we lost quite a few that moved up to 8 years old this year, so. Yep, camp registration opens up tomorrow. Luckily the leaders and them are gonna help support that with some funds so that they don't, that's why we do our fundraising, so that kids don't have to pay so much to go to camp, otherwise it's $185 a kid, so.
Hmm.
So it's great that they can help support the kids, so.
I've heard the numbers, but the other time, how many will be graduating this year?
Not very many, probably 3 or 4. I'm not sure, but I mean, many years ago, I had a
So-
lot more graduating because there's just more activities as they get older. It's harder to keep them.
So actually, our numbers should actually start growing because there's
Right,
more coming
number
in than
in.
are leaving.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
But I noticed that was one of the numbers that I thought about. And that's true. They're just too busy, too
Mhm.
many things going on.
Yeah, then they have to choose nowadays, so that's the hard part.
Yeah.
So, all right, any other questions? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Jody.
Todd. Come on up.
More Todd.
Good morning, Todd.
Good morning, good morning. So Veteran Service Office numbers currently 188 claims open and working. 92 that have been submitted to the VA and 44 that are completed a year to date. $17,758 for the month of March for the increase in monthly compensation. Year to date total is 37,000 and some change. We did have an adjustment here, so just to probably explain it before I give you the numbers. So for our retro payment, we should have went back at the beginning and moved the people that we were completed in January and February. We didn't necessarily do that. We kind of caught this after the fact. So basically, it's going to show that we didn't have an increase in retro payments for the month of this month, but our year to date numbers, which stayed the same because we couldn't minus one for being a negative. So basically, year to date retro payments is 200,000 and roughly 200,000 some change. So that's where that is. So we should get back on track with that from that standpoint. We should have dropped these off at the beginning of the year. Again, just a reminder, you know, we started the spreadsheet to kind of provide some basic information and basic numbers to the commission, so you know what we're doing in our office and what benefit we're providing to the veteran. But the biggest thing from our office, when we look at the spreadsheet, is that as soon as we start a claim, we enter the veteran in on that spreadsheet or the dependent. And that way it's a tracking mechanism for us so that we don't miss anything or we don't miss that veteran or that claim doesn't get left behind.
Yep.
So again, that's from that standpoint. And as always, you know, we don't track phone calls. We don't track walk-ins. Some other offices do. To me, I think that gets to be a little bit too much from that standpoint to try to track that. And hopefully the other numbers survives from that standpoint.
Caseload is gonna give you an idea of the workload. Yeah,
Right.
whether included with that, phone calls, walk-ins, all that.
Yep.
stuff.
Are
Uh,
you notice an increase in your new location with the number of walk-ins?
I would say yes, we have noticed an increase. Be it the location or be it the Honor the Pact Act bill. Because again, that opened up, you know, you would say a lot of the majority of the presumptive conditions were, again, the Vietnam, Agent Orange. Now with Honor the Pact Act, post 9/11 Gulf War, 20 plus presumptive conditions from that standpoint. So, and people are still learning about that. I talked here last month that the second of the 147th was going to have a reunion, which we did. Again, the weather, we didn't have any snow for 2 months and all of a sudden we're going to get the weather in 2 days when we had, but anyway, I would say it was a super success from that standpoint. A lot of veterans that I had served with overseas, I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And it's, you know, that's the stuff that they don't know, and getting that information out to a lot of those, I think it's only going to continue to get busy.
Good.
Busier. Sometimes we were there last Thursday before we left for the weekend, and it was just nonstop. 1, 2. I mean, we had a couple times there was 2, 3 people waiting,
Oh.
and it was like some of our like the Rapid City office, they currently have 4 VSOs and they do by appointment only.
Oh,
And again, they're the bigger population and stuff like that, bigger veteran base, but on Thursday at the end of the day, and Jay and I were going, wow, what a day, it's like maybe appointments would be bad, but we're all good. We're gonna keep the walk-ins coming, so. We did put some new signage up to identify our office, we had our sign up there, but it doesn't have an address there, so we just basically put some little highlights up in the windows there. If you remember, he had red ones. We went with blue.
yep.
Codington County VSO, and it's got the address from that standpoint.
I
So we
drove
added
by
that.
there yesterday and they caught my attention. You can see them from the road.
Yeah.
18th Street. They look good.
Well, good. From that standpoint, we also, we helped 2 families submit packets for bridges this year. We try to, we'll help you put it together. We'll help you get it submitted to state, but it's your responsibility to get any letters of recommendation or any of the do the write-up and stuff like that. But, we've done pretty well for Codington County. We've had 3 years in a row that we've been able to get a bridge dedicated. Again, just a little bit of history on that. They started out at 6, now they're doing 12 bridges per year. But I do know that they have a pretty good backlog, so we'll see if we get selected again this year. So that would be awesome from that standpoint for those families. 5 March, again, going back to the Honor the Pact Act, the president opened up eligibility for VA healthcare to veterans that were exposed or might have been exposed to toxins while serving in the military, be it overseas or in their day-to-day jobs in the military from that standpoint. Again, veterans can apply by calling the VA, they can mail the VA, they can go online to the VA. There is a new form that just published. It's a 1010 EZ. It was updated as of March 2024. That needs to be used if they're going to be claiming eligibility due to toxic exposure, because there's a certain part of that. Again, this is very fast coming. There's still more information coming out about that. I would tell anybody listening, please contact your local VSO if they have questions from that standpoint. Community Transit has became a vendor with the VA. Basically, what that means is that they're eligible to get reimbursed to give veterans rides if they work through the VA's veteran transport system out of Sioux Falls. They have to call that entity there. They will coordinate with Community Transit to our best. Again, this is fairly new too, but to our understanding is the veteran can call down there to VTS. We have a number for that. There's also online, they can find that number, or they can go to the clinic, and they need a 3-day notice for that from that perspective. It's new, it's available. I don't think it's going to stop us from providing veterans rides from that standpoint. Also, a quick reminder, we're always looking for the drivers, just that plug there, that if anybody's interested, please stop by the Veteran Service Office from that standpoint. American Legion will be handling the Memorial Day ceremony in Watertown. As always, we'll have more details to follow here first part of May when I give that back. But other than that, is there any questions from me?
Good report.
Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Todd. Okay, moving down to number 8, discussion possible action to enact a burn ban resolution.
I don't believe we need one yet.
No,
We got a little rain coming in.
Leave it on the agenda.
Yeah.
And let's hope we don't need it.
Yes, okay. Number 9, action to authorize the chair to sign a letting organizational for project BRFB 651005 PCM 08M.
Good morning. That number is what the state puts on the bridge.
Yeah.
The bridge has its original number, but that's the project number that the state puts on, like, the bridge project. And this is on County Road 20. And this is just authorizing the state to bid out the bridge, and it won't be until this fall. But they take care of all the bidding for the bridge to be completed.
So
So
approved.
Second,
Motion by Johnson, second by Van Dusen to approve this authorization for this project on County Road 20. Any more discussion?
well,
County share of this, or is this just,
5.34%.
all right,
so Mr. Chair, just for clarification on that, the motion was to approve you signing the letter to authorize.
Yes.
Okay. Just want to make sure we were clear on the motion.
Maybe for those that are listening are, maybe you could zero in and you said it, the bridges on County Road 20, well, County Road 20 is a
County,
lot
big one.
of
County Road
territory.
20, this is south of Watertown. It'd be east of Highway 81, 2.5 miles. It'd be,
Over the river.
yep, over the Big Sioux River on 176th Street.
So it's scheduled to start in 2025.
That all
Yes.
depends on the bid,
Oh,
because
okay.
there's only so many contractors that build bridges. So they're gonna bid it this fall, hopefully to be built next year. But it may be pushed off into 26. We will know more after it's bid,
Oh, okay, just,
because there again, there's only so many contractors that can do it. And there's a lot of bridges that out there that need to be replaced. So
Does the state take care of bidding on all bridges then? You said they're handling the bidding on this one?
yeah, they're handling all the bidding and everything on this. It depends on what the bridge is. So, you know, if it's a smaller bridge, the state may not do it, like on a township road. It may not be done by the state, may be done by the county. But most of the time, if it's gone through the big program, it's done by the state. And went through the big program, and we have a federal grant on this. That's why we have the 5.34%. Most of the time, it's 18.9 that we have to pay back, so.
Oh.
And the state is the one that came up with the $3,686,000. That was not Banner's estimate on the bridge, so that was the state's estimate on that, so.
any more questions? Seeing none, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Yep, thanks, Rick.
Thanks, Rick.
Okay, item 10 is action to approve a resolution to combine voting precincts for the June 24th primary election.
Correct. So with the June primary, the way it looks, we will have 5 ballot faces. We'll have 1 Democrat ballot that will be for presidential. We'll have 4 Republican ballots this year, 1 countywide for state's attorney, District 4 Senate race, District 5 legislative race, and then District 2 county commissioner race. So in an effort to be as efficient as we can with our election workers, I was able to combine just a couple of them. There wasn't a lot with the countywide race and that sort of thing. So I did put Richland in with Compesca and then Elmira up with C2, D2, 3, and 4. So just ask you guys to get your approval to do that.
Move to approve.
Second.
Motion by Johnson, second by Waterman to combine these precincts. Any more discussion?
so it's just for the primary.
Just for the primary, it will change again probably for the general, depending on, yes.
There's no more discussion. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Item 11, discussion possible action to engage in services of a construction manager at risk for the jail project. Lee, if
Yeah.
Commissioner Gable, if you want to.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So last week, the Codington County Justice Advisory Committee interviewed 2 construction management firms. Both were good. This was Wednesday last week. They was both very qualified. We probably be good with either one. And then on Thursday, the CCJC decided to recommend Beckenbauer Construction as the construction manager at risk between the two firms we interviewed. We had Tegra with us throughout the process to, it's a bit more technical to walk through some of the issues. I guess the big difference was just kind of the way that, you know, the particular people that we were interviewing that they gelled with the CCJC, but both teams were good, but again, we recommend Beckenbauer Construction. Just so people understand, so this, for the pre-design part, so up into the vote, we negotiating a price of $5,000 just for that up until the vote, but for the rest, you know, where construction managers and architects make the money is, you know, if the vote goes through and they actually build the thing. So that's why we're getting a pretty good deal on the pre-design process, because they're willing to assume some risk in hopes that the voters will approve of the project. So our motion would be that we engage the services of Beckenbauer Construction, and that would allow Tegra to go ahead and negotiate a contract with them.
We need a second.
I'll second the motion.
Okay, motion by Gable, second by Van Duzen. Is there any further discussion?
Where are they home based out?
They're out of Nebraska, out of Norfolk, Nebraska. So they're doing a number, and one of the things that's attractive to this particular company, they're engaged in a number of jail projects right now. So they're going to be the value of bringing the construction manager on earlier, you know, for the pre-design process. And this is a big difference from what we did in 2017, is that they can accurately give, you know, typically more accurate estimations of cost, because they're engaged in the process of building jails or whatever, you know, kind of whatever kind of structure you're out there. In our case, we're looking at a jail. And since they're involved in that right now, they're going to have probably some of the better data on, you know, what these sort of materials and techniques are going to cost.
Any further discussion or questions? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. A discussion, possible action to authorize chair to sign contract with Architect Incorporated for jail design services.
So we can hold off on that one. So that's still in the process. So that's done now. This is kind of like, this is the negotiation process. So Tegra is helping us through that process with Architect Dangos. So that's the services for the architect, the same part of the project, but we'll hopefully have that ready in the coming weeks. But I didn't realize how long this would take to negotiate. So it'll be maybe next week or the week after.
Oh, okay. Thanks, Commissioner Gable. Okay, item 13. Note that the board will meet as the County Board of Equalization at 1 p.m. April 9th at the courthouse. And along with that, 14, the board will meet as a consolidated board of equalization at 6:30 p.m. April 9th in the chambers of the Watertown City Council. Is there item 15? Is there any?
No abatements today. Sorry.
Is there item 16? Any
Yes.
claims?
We have salary claims for the month of February in the amount of $729,631.90.
So move to approve.
Motion by Van Dusen, second by Gable to approve the claims for payment. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. Item 17,
No budget
no
supplements.
budget
We
supplements.
do have a personnel though.
There's action to approve personnel changes.
Correct. So we have a new hire, a correctional officer in the jail. His name is Keith Dakota. His effective date is April 1st, 2024, grade 35. Rate of pay is 2607.
Motion to approve.
Motion by Gable, second by Waterman, to approve this personnel change. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
No travel requests.
No, item 19. Number 20, public notice of a possible quorum of commissioners could be in attendance.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, just for this Friday, we have a kickoff meeting, so that's where the architect starts to work on the process, particularly focusing on the sheriff and the jail staff, so to get a good understanding of the needs. And so I would imagine that, and I'm working on the exact meeting room where that's gonna be, somewhere around the courthouse, but I'll let you know, but it's possible. I plan to be there the whole time, but I mentioned some of us might stick our head in during the day, so it's kind of a whole day meeting, kind of a worker bee meeting. But it's a very important one as far as the actual process of the work that gets done. They'll start off with a jail tour for mostly, for the architects, it's bringing them on board, and then some meetings, and then possibly going around the area looking at possible sites. So that's the plan.
What time will that start?
9:30.
Any other things that come up or?
Well, we will be, our view will be at equalization. There'll be a quorum in the afternoon and in the evening. I don't have anything else.
Okay, item 21, is there any old business? Twenty-two, is there any new business?
Mr. Chairman, just to emphasize the point on that, the kickoff meeting with the architect, if people are interested in, taking a look at what's going on, please talk to me. I imagine the press might be interested in taking, sticking their head in and understanding what it's about. So you're welcome. Just got to coordinate it. Like I said, I'll get you the exact meeting as soon as I can.
Okay, thanks, Commissioner Gable. Item 23, it's time for, if there's any public comment. Not seeing any. Any commissioner comments?
Mr. Chair, just for the information of the other board members here, right after our meeting next week, I'll be leaving for Pier, so I won't be at the equalization meetings. I've been excused by the equalization department. We have a board meeting for the South Dakota retirement. And we've been doing this for years, and it's never been a conflict before, and I wondered why, but we used to fly out. We used to just drive to Brookings and then fly out the morning of the board meeting, but they won't let us fly anymore. So I'd have to leave at 4:30 in the morning, and that's what I've been doing. But with the weather like this morning, I probably would have had to leave earlier than that. So just to be safe, I'm going to drive out the afternoon of next Tuesday. Make certain our retirement is in good shape.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, thanks for doing that, Commissioner Johnson. There's no other comments. We do have a need for executive session. Item 1, discussion of personnel issue.
Motion to go into executive session.
I'll second the motion.
Is there, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries.
Unlikely to be any action afterwards.